So throughout the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee is just beeping and bopping for talking. So can he actually speak, like say real words? Could we actually see that now that there's like a major reboot and Bumblebee did talk in G1? So I have a theory, but before we get into it, huge spoilers for Bumblebee. I repeat, huge spoilers for Bumblebee. Again, huge spoilers for Bumblebee, and one last time, huge spoilers for Bumblebee. But yes, I have a theory that connects the medical officer Ratchet and Bumblebee. So let's get into if Bumblebee will be able to speak in this new reboot. So if you don't remember or sort of like forgot what Bumblebee actually sounded like in his own movie, here's like just a quick few words from Bumblebee. So I hope you enjoy these few words from Bumblebee.
Sorry, I'm late. Hit a little traffic. Optimus.
So that was actually Bumblebee talking. I'm not sure if you could hear that well or not. I'm sorry if you couldn't. But yes, that's just a few words because he really didn't talk a lot. But that's just a few words of what he sounded like. So yes, that was Bumblebee's voice, and it seems like it would have been his voice for this major reboot. And I don't think it would actually have to play a clip of what he sounded like throughout the rest of the film because he just really beeps and bops, and that's it. But yes, still, I sort of liked it how he actually sort of just beeped and bopped, or like his regular voice. So let's get into like the main question. Will he talk again since this is a major reboot and it's no longer connected to the Michael Bay films? Well, let's go into my theory about it. So we have to look back on the Bumblebee movie to actually find out what will happen. So really in one scene in particular, when Blitzwing was actually questioning Bumblebee of where his friends are hiding, Bumblebee said, "I'll never talk." And then Blitzwing says the creepiest line, I know I've said it before, but it's still very creepy. And then he said, "Is that so? Well, let's make it official." But now this is where it gets interesting of like how like Bumblebee's voice actually goes into this. So if you remember what happened next, Blitzwing actually transformed his hand and actually swapped it for this like weapon. I'm not sure if this was actually a surgical tool like they actually have on Cybertron, if they have actually like surgical tools, like this could be one, or could this be like a Decepticon weapon instead, like a blade of some sort. So really, looking at it again, let's get actually like determining if this is actually like a surgical like thing, or if it's like just a Decepticon blade. So if I was in the theater watching like the Bumblebee movie for the first time and you actually came up to me and said, "Is this like a weapon, like a Decepticon weapon?" I would probably say yes, but now after like thinking and seeing this blade again, I'm not sure if it is a blade because it seems like a blade would be a lot more sharp and stuff, and I'm not really sure. It's hard to determine because it doesn't look like a surgical blade or anything because it does look pretty dangerous, but seems like this is Cybertronian. It's a different planet, so it could be a whole bunch of different things. But let's go ahead and let's say it's not Blitzwing's like surgical tool. Let's just say it's a Decepticon blade of some sort. Now this is actually not like destroy the theory that Bumblebee could talk again. So let's actually get into like how Bumblebee's voice could be saved. So when Blitzwing actually puts like this Cybertronian blade or like surgical tool into Bumblebee's neck, it does take a while, but then when he actually takes it out of Bumblebee's neck, does it seem like the voice box is damaged? No, and it also says speech synthesis disabled. Wouldn't say something like a lot more like permanent, like it would mean like it'd be permanent, like couldn't it easily like be fixed by saying like speech synthesis enabled, like meaning it's on again? So here's where my theory comes into place. So when Blitzwing actually takes out Bumblebee's voice box, he also doesn't like crush it. He doesn't like transform his hand back into his regular hand and just crush the voice box or destroy it somehow. He actually is so distracted on this like interrogating Bumblebee, he actually just threw it off to the side, which means could it still be in that same location if Bumblebee remembered? So here's where the main theory comes into place. So here's my theory. So since we have 7 new Autobots actually coming to Earth, because at the end of the Bumblebee movie, we actually got to see that scene of like 7 meteorites probably containing 7 Autobots coming to Earth, and a lot of people are saying Ratchet is definitely gonna probably be among them, and I do think so too. So I think the Autobot medic would actually come down from space and actually see Bumblebee in the state he is, in like the state he's in, and he'd probably like I need to repair you, like we need to do some repairs to you immediately. So I'm guessing he might restore Bumblebee's memory, and if they could do that, like if Ratchet can repair Bumblebee, like his memory at least, then maybe Bumblebee can actually remember his encounter with Blitzwing, and maybe he can actually show like the Autobots where his voice box is, because again, his voice box still might be on that little like mountain. It could be there in that same location. And if they could, well, let's just move on to the next part of my theory because I'm really excited. So, if the Autobots do actually find that cliff where Bumblebee and Blitzwing actually did battle, could Ratchet actually find, like, Bumblebee's intact voice box? It might be a little damaged, but it seems like it wasn't too, like, damaged, like, to the point where it can't be used again, because it seems like it could, like, need repairs a little bit, but then it seemed like it could be used again if it had some repair, and Ratchet is pretty good at repairing things instead of just being, like, the medical officer, so I think he could actually repair it, and then we could see Bumblebee with a voice again, because in G1 Bumblebee did talk, and at the end of this video I'll like show a clip of what Bumblebee actually sounded like in G1, and we could actually see a talking Bumblebee for the first time in this rebooted universe. So I definitely think Ratchet could actually be the hero in this scenario. I think he definitely could find Bumblebee's like damaged but not broken voice box and actually repair it a little. Then he could actually like put it in Bumblebee, and I feel like that would be great for like the next Transformers film, for like the new reboot, if we actually got to see a talking Bumblebee, maybe in the beginning or the middle of the film. I think it would have been really cool if we actually got to see him talk like for the rest of this universe, because I think it would be really cool to see Ratchet actually use his medical skills to actually show he is like a really good like medical officer and actually give Bumblebee his voice back. I think that would be awesome, and a lot of people would really like the G1 Ratchet. Right off the bat, they didn't know him well. You would immediately know he was a really good friend, caring Autobot, and a good medical officer. So yes, I definitely do think Ratchet could actually find Bumblebee's voice box and actually like repair it a little, then put it back into Bumblebee, and then Bumblebee could speak again. I think that would actually be really cool for a Bumblebee sequel, because if they're not sure what to do, having Bumblebee actually like have this journey to actually get his voice back now would be really cool, because I'm sure there might be some challenges and stuff, but I think like at the beginning, middle, or into like the Bumblebee sequel, since we are expected to now have one since there's a major reboot, I think it would have been really cool to actually see Ratchet finally repair Bumblebee's voice box and just put it in him, allowing Bumblebee to speak, and that'd be great for like the rest of the Transformers films coming in the new major reboot. To me, that'd get like a lot of good points or brownie points for like Ratchet, a lot of fans for him now, and also I just think it would be a really cool idea, and I think it could happen. So guys, do you think that Ratchet will be able to actually do this? Do you think he'll actually be able to find and repair Bumblebee's voice box, giving Bumblebee the power to actually speak in? Or do you think this will not happen? I personally think either one, it could happen or couldn't happen, could be a possibility. I think it would be cool. Sure, it'd be weird, but this movie was supposed to be a prequel, but ended up being a reboot. So I think a lot of G1 fans would actually be a lot more happier if Bumblebee was able to speak again. So yes, I definitely think it would be cool to actually see Ratchet actually repair Bumblebee's voice so Bumblebee could speak in his sequel or the next Transformers film for this reboot.